Hey guys, welcome to Get Traumatized today. Yeah, today I'll be showing you a game I played recently called Leftovers. And the name has a much more deeper meaning than that in the end, which you'll get to know. But this game is a quite of a clever one. It's quite intriguing and mostly it's fucking terrifying if you were the child who we are playing as in this game. From monstrous looking pedophiles to kawaii ass weebs down the basement to adultery to people almost eating their freaking pets, dude. Like the list goes on. You meet all these kind of weird ass people. But the basic premise of the game involves us seeming quite sure, what the hell? It's because we are a child, but it also metaphorically makes us kind of feel like we are looked down upon because we always disappoint our mother. We'll see that later. But it actually starts with your mother cutting some food. You can't necessarily see what it is, and she calls you to ask you to give away the leftovers to your neighbors. You also, at this time when you're talking to her, introduce the mechanics of answering yes or no by moving your mouse vertically or horizontally respectively. I say yes and she says don't be like your dad. Mom must hate dad a lot. Is that foreshadowing? Yeah, hell freaking yes, this is foreshadowing. Well, the game has a lot of foreshadowing, which you'll see. I think in my opinion it builds up really well. You will also notice the game uses many techniques to deliver its creepy and disturbing story. From the black and white color scheme, which also kind of represents the night time it's happening in, kinda suspenseful, to the bizarre zooming heads onto our face of our neighbors. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you come some kind of a robot, like freight or some shit, just zooming in. Like, this is weird. I never hide, making us feel powerless. And there are those situations. Trust me, in this game you will see that. And the use of closed doors and even open doors, wide open freaking doors to create suspense. Even the music doesn't kick up until we leave the house. Plus, we get to see the different reactions from people based on the answers we choose, whether we say yes or no and stuff like that. So this makes the game pretty fun. But also, it's freaking nerve-wracking because I want to choose the best, morally correct answers, but at the same time, I want to choose the worst ones to see just what happens. It has like the freaking angel and devil on your shoulder. Yeah, I'm the devil. So once we leave the house, we are greeted by a door in front of us, as well as we realize we're on the 9th floor. If you kind of look at the left side, you know what I mean? Like, we knock on the neighbor's door with our flippers. Wait, what? What the heck, boy? You swimming too much or something? Like, did you escape an aquarium? Like, what the hell, man? That's not how your hands are supposed to look like. But hey, I'm not supposed to be shaming people. Oh, what a creepy boy. So nice lady greets us, and truth be told, I thought she was creepy, but oh boy, was I too harsh on her for thinking that way. Because buckle up. She's one of the nicer bunch we meet. She does the nice grandma talk, she's like thank you, she likes the dish and all, and asks the question as to whether I was a nice boy. And I decided to say he. No, I haven't been a nice boy. And she says this. Is this potential foreshadowing? I freaking guess so. But whatever it is, it probably doesn't matter for now. So we walk down the lonely stairs, which is the least of the creepiest things you witness. Like, actually, bro, like, this game takes things to a whole new level, like a different story, like puns. Things happen on different floors. The next door we knock on results in a pretty sassy looking woman opening in the door and simply asking if the food is free. Also, you may notice she has this weird looking scar on her face, and that's kind of common occurrence. You may see a lot of people may have some sort of injury, which will come in later. Wait for that. But I was simply like, Bish, just because you're asking the question, yeah, I'm gonna say no. It's not free. I shake my head while saying no, and she throws a bug at me with that creepiest laugh. Like, bro, that simply confused me as there was a lot to take in. Like, nani the fuck, bro? Well, whatever. Let's just meet the next guy who Definitely isn't gonna be a 10 times more creepier looking cooming redditor living in his mom's basement, despite the fact that they live in a freaking apartment. He managed to dig a basement there somehow. He also reminds me of that kid from Polar Express. Like, if the kid actually never went on the train, this would be him wishing Santa would send him pornos for Christmas. Yeah, I hate this guy. You'll see why, but because he seems uninterested with our proposal in the beginning. But then pops his question to this kid, and I'm like, bro, what? In my first time gameplay, I simply shake a yes, but if you say no, this is what happens, and it's genuinely disgusting. Yeah, and trust me, it's not even the worst of the things that actually happened to the kid, trust me. Well, we also get frightened, so we dash to our caring and ever-loving mother, who's still fucking cutting that meat like what the fuck? He simply shushes me off, saying to help her. So yeah, ignorant parents, check. So we move on to the next neighbor whom we can talk to. As we knock on their door, you can hear someone showering, I guess. Can't really hear anyone, but this will be kind of important for later. So naturally we knock on the next door and we see a lumberjack. I don't care why, I just felt like calling him lumberjack. For some reason, I just find him both terrifying as well as not so intimidating at the same time. But it's just probably me. So I talk to him and I say, I have leftovers. He says to me, leave it by the door. And I leave it and, hey, that looks cute, not gonna lie. Look at me. He says, hey, how's that? But yeah, then I decided to peek through the door and karma serves me right. And I got jump scared by that freaking jump scare. And I get jump scared by that freaking lumberjack. Since I am a wimp, according to my mom, at least I return home again. My mom is caring and ever-loving and also sweet, I guess I forgot to mention it, but she's just too goddamn passionate in making that food. She doesn't give a damn about me. So I weep and move on again from the experience. Also, I know the freak out of my mom meter filled up by half, because if I go to her 2 more times, because I'm just being a pussy for interacting with strangers, she will kill me. I mean, like, I don't know whether it's literally or metaphorically, like screaming the crap out of me, but you'll see later. So I go down to the next knockable neighbor. Yeah, knockable. Just assume it's a word. I guess it's a word. I don't freaking know. Yeah, because we can't knock on the doors that traumatized you enough. Or may I say forever. Now, what you're about to see is one of the most disgusting person you'll ever meet in your life. My apologies. I wish you don't meet her. While I don't condone shaming people for their looks, I am gonna freaking destroy this piece of monstrous turd-looking monster faces. She's a pedophile. I guess I'm demonetized. Well, I don't know to begin with. So in this gameplay, you see, we simply give her the food, and I say no when she asks us to enter her home. However, this is what happens when we say yes. And oh no, like... Fuck. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. She just committed a crime. I'll leave it up to your imagination anyways. But he sniffs and cries and rushes back to his mother, who you should expect to comfort him, right? Well, y'all are a smart bunch, aren't y'all? Yeah, she threatens you with a knife, actually. Yeah, I'd rather get molested than to deal with this woman's knife, which can't even cut shit. She's been cutting shit for hours. Sometimes not all neighbors' doors we knock on are answered, they just go unanswered. And I guess it's for the better, because who the frick knows what nightmare shit is hidden, like from that one episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Wait, was this game kind of inspired from that? Food for thought. Now, if that much trauma wasn't enough for the child, we move to the next door. Except it's open, it's dark. In this gameplay, you see, I won't simply place the food. Rather, I decide to stay and see what happens when we call out this person. This dude, who is like covered in bandages without any legs, crawls and snatches a leftover box from us. Like, bro, what's wrong with these people? Like, I actually feel bad for him, you know? Like, and this kind of plays something later as well, you know, which I'll talk about. But the scene is super creepy, dude, especially if you're in the like shoes of a kid. Like, definitely not being an ableist by saying people without legs are creepy. Like, what is wrong with this game? You know, I'm pretty sure this child will be a good specimen for 24 karat introversy program, as he's been so traumatized that now he will never talk to anyone for the rest of his life. And surprisingly, he still does go and talk to the most strangers, you know, because there's still 4 more leftovers left in the bag. You have to finish the game. That is even a scarier force, you know. Not my mom for sure, anyways. Now, of course, he rushes to his mom and, oh boy, this woman is a beauty, man. Except she isn't. Again, this reminds me of Courage the Cowardly Dog doll room, you know what I mean? The childhood trauma coming to you at Supersonic Speak.
I just know something bad is going to happen. Huh?
So, if you piss your mom off for 4 times straight away, this is what happens. Yeah, she decides you're fucking useless. You have to restart the game basically. So of course, this time we had to be more careful and make sure we make the right decisions, like saying no to entering the pedophile's home, or simply placing the leftovers at the wide open door. You know, these are freaking basic shit that our parents say, like saying no to strangers, you know what I mean? But I grew up and I still didn't listen to that advice. The neighbor we next talk to is a bit of a messed up and a sad story. Like, it takes, you know, a bit of the attention to the sounds and the wording that you realize how fucked up things are. But then sometimes, for your own survival, you may even sacrifice your loved ones. So you walk to the door, knock. A normal looking guy answers, you know. He actually treats you alright. He seems to be nice, the way he treats you. But as you show the leftovers, this is what he says. Yeah, that D-O dash, I guess you could make out what he's talking about. Like, bruh, for real? You're just gonna eat man's best friend just like that? This was simply a moment for me, because I was simply walking zombie through the stairs of horrors at this point. He of course said his dog food was stolen by someone, and this turns out to be a school bully, whose door we approached before, but we don't necessarily end up knocking it, because he says that she's just gonna bully him. You know what I mean? Typical bullying stuff, pretty normal. So next on our list of creepy strangers from maximum security worthy prison, we have the samurai. Now he is wounded. He has a knife that's probably my size. I mean, the in-game character's height. Geez, no idea what he thought of. So this guy doesn't necessarily take our food. However, he insists us to have a chat, even if we refuse, by pointing the knife at us. Pretty normal way of conducting themselves to strangers. So we are forced to talk to him either friggin' way. But you get to learn that his wife has been murdered. Now, immediate thought of mine was that he killed her, but I feel like there is simply more than what it seems to be, you know. So he asks us 4 questions, as he says. You know, he comes to the points, but, you know, ironically, these questions themselves are questionable, because I feel like they're too harsh to be asked for a child. However, you should answer the first three honestly, and I mean like good way, like murder bad, etc. You know what I mean? Don't know what you thought. If you thought murder was good, then don't worry. The FBI is definitely not on the way. Yep. So the last question, however, should be answered hypocritically, where he asks if our mother was a murderer, should be punished, And it seems to be foreshadowed by the grandma at the first floor, who says that honesty isn't always right. I guess you are right, grandma. But if I freaking wasn't honest in the first three goddamn answers, I die, you dumb. Let's move on. But first thing, I'll do the right thing. I say no, and he leaves me after commenting that I'm a hypocrite and thanking me for entertaining him. Of course, if we do the wrong answers, we die and have to restart the conversation, but that's for later. Now, surprisingly, the most human-looking person is this kawaii-ass anime kind of girl we see next, and she simply is happy to take the food, She's the least intimidating of all characters you see from above, but ironically, however, this is the big moment where you will realize something. She notices the food is slimy and she screams, eyeballs. Eyeballs, you say? Mom? What have you been doing all that time? Let's piece this together. You said don't be like your dad. Well, there's too much leftovers today. Eyeballs, you say? Well, let's not ruin the fun, shall we? So, our character hasn't probably heard what she has said fully, but at the same time, as a player, as you ascend the top floors, all your thoughts are probably about the eyeballs, But of course, you figure it out. Now that we know that our dad has been cooked, oh wow, did I just ruin that? No, no shit, we know that by this point. So the next person we give our food is a mini big bully of our school. It's like she bought hair extensions from the leftovers of a noodle strand or some shit, but she simply threatens to not ruin her plans as she reveals that she is the one who stole the dog food from the guy below. Yeah, that guy who was almost about to eat his dog. Why? Why do you say? Because the dog simply licked her leg or some shit like that. Yeah, poor girl, like what the fuck is wrong with the dog, man? Which simply wants to just show some affection. Yeah, I agree with you, viewers. So there is also a side quest where you can give this man his dog food back, which is in the first floor actually, but that makes things worse for us when we want to escape laterwards. Escape? What do you mean by escape? You'll see laterwards. So, the finale of this game is approaching and woo! We have this nice looking lady greeting us here. She looks like a freaking angel of some sort, Now, why do I feel... Wait a minute. Is the ground freaking shaking or some shit? Oh, it's that creep who lives in his mom's basement. He's probably doing some weird shit. He can smell her far away, I guess. But she treats us nice, and as the conversation goes, she simply decides to call our mother to ask the recipe of the leftovers. It is revealed now that Kenneth, our father, has cheated on our mother with this woman. And this makes sense why our mother was so angered that she didn't care what we were going through, or why that kawaii girl that screamed eyeballs. She basically has chopped our father into pieces and cooked him into the food that we are giving him as takeovers. Now, at least that's what we could make out of what's happening in this game. So, the woman who we thought was an angel turns into a fierce feral creature who starts chasing us through the hallway. And I don't know why. The first time I played this game, I thought she said me to stop because she's gonna call the police or some shit. Like, I'm not making this shit up. But oh boy, my decisions being so wrong ever in my life. So what happens that you die? She just grabs you. But no, what you have to actually do is simply go to your mother. And yeah, so I run up the stairs and she's chasing me. And remember Miss Noodle's head? Yeah, she literally annoys the crap out of me that I almost considered threatening the program of the game to have an option where I can kill her. Just kidding, guys. It's a good old joke for legal reasons. Please don't report me. So you finally rush through the nightmare upon you, and it ends with you reaching your house. I kind of felt confident as I watched her back with the knife. She tells me that she has leftover business to take care of. And that's leftovers. That's where the game ends. And what I love about this game, it's not simply just the way it ends. The way where we discover that our father has been chopped into pieces and we are actually distributing whatever remains of him, his slimy leftovers, to our neighbors. And if you actually notice, the grandma actually seems to like the dish, and so does that mean she is a regular to Hillary? Like, bro, what the fuck? And what I love about this game, it's the unanswered questions. There's like a bigger mystery that's going on. Like, who is the guy without the legs? Did this old man with the knife kill his wife, or someone else did? Also, if we answer the questions honestly rather than hypocritically, this is what he says for the final one. Yeah, he will get our mom. This seems a bit too specific. Also, how long has Kenneth been actually cheating with his wife? And did this guy actually steal the dogs from someone else? Is it not his actually? What the heck happened to the bully's face? Like, why does she have these weird tears in her mouth during the final chase scene? And the game actually ends by showing this question mark at the end of the game. It seems to be hinting like there's something just beyond than what we think in this game. Probably just an extra ending, probably. Who knows, I was just lazy, I didn't check it out. And if you noticed, what's up with this bully's mouth? She has 2 eyeballs in the mouth from her leftovers. But didn't this girl scream eyeballs? So does that mean our mom killed more people? Or it could also be simply from the eyeball of this guy because his eye is injured. But what happened between them? Also, why do these people have these scars, injuries, limbs missing? What is happening? What's going on in this apartment? Like, are these people monsters? Is something attacking them? Simply put, this is what I think. I think our mom, Hillary, is a serial killer. Yeah, I know, but hear me out. Because there is someone attacking the people in this apartment, and it's proved by the wounds and scars that these people have. Why do I think it's my mom? It's simply because she was mentally affected after Kenneth started cheating on her. She just became insane because of it. She probably thinks that these people are helping Kenneth cheat. The 2 things that makes me the most suspicious that our mom simply didn't just kill her dad is the fact that this old man says this, as well as the eyeballs, which simply include minimum of 3. It just feels like our mom has killed these people. She's been involved with them somehow. So that's pretty much where the track ends for me, however. And this is just based on the clues that the game provides. It just seems to end there for me, as well as maybe certain comments on the internet that just hit certain light bulbs in my brain. But yeah, I hope you'll like this video. And I generally don't make these types of videos, but I was like, this game is just too good to just let it go, you know, just because my recording kind of got messed up. Not gonna just leave it away. But yeah, guys, leave down in the comments what you'll think actually happened in this game. What's the theory behind the apartment? Like, what's actually going on? I'm pretty excited to see what you will actually think. But yeah, that's it, guys. This is me signing out, and listen to your parents. I guess the moral of the story is like, don't talk to strangers, but my mother is a serial killer, so yeah. Bye bye.